Hello guys, in this final episode we're gonna talk about the performance of Enriyes with Akatora and Cotilla, and we're also gonna talk about the difference between Enriyes and Layla, a bit more detail, and we're gonna try to climb NASA Chinese wall defense. So first of all, we have 5 battle reports. And I'm gonna put them all on the screen and I will actually describe you the battle. So what happened based on the stats you see on the screen. What's the goal of this? The goal is actually also to make the difference between Enriyes and Layla, but also show how Akatora actually performs here. So after we're done explaining what happened in these 5 battles, I will also gonna put the battle animation on the screen, left and right, and I highly recommend you guys to watch it. So let's go. We are facing NASA, and this setup, I am the attacker, which means his Springfield, his setup there, it's absolutely the best you have right now when it comes down of being a tank player and defending yourself. Now, please pay attention to everything I'm saying right here. So what exactly happened here? We have 2 Rage Hero, which is Enriyes and Akatora, and we have Optimus Prime on the other side, plus the Jammer, and I highly recommend you guys to go watch again the difference between Enriyes and Layla. These are the cases in which Optimus Prime, up the second round, starts to shine and starts to delay the rage building of Enriyes, but also of Akatora. So in short, basically, this is actually the best result I could get against him, but let's have a look at the other results and draw some more conclusions. So I'm going to put the battle reports always like this, so we can always check the performance of my navy actually. And yes, in this second battle report, everything went wrong. Absolutely everything, So my Cotilla couldn't get the control of the situation, silencing, and he was massively getting procs from Springfield and from Megatron. So this is a rare case, but it's possible, and I have to show you that. So what happened in this third battle report? We see his Megatron being absolutely very top, but you also see a good performance from Enriyes and Akatora. Sadly, the maximum I can do with them, and I'm going to explain you soon why. And what we also can see here is that Optimus Prime was actually a bit unlucky on the trigger, which meant that actually Enriyes and Akatora got a pretty good performance when it came down to building rage very fast. And now let's compare this with 2 fresh battles from today in the morning, especially with the new patch. You see the order plays a key role, and we're going to explain this in another video. So what exactly went wrong here? This is actually one of the worst examples I got with the new Navy setup. And the main issue was, of course, his Megatron going simply nuts. And of course, his Optimus was also pretty good, which actually delayed a bit Sea Spray in building his rage and actually hitting. You see that with the values, And on top of that, having slots with less unit means when Sea Spray is gonna hit, less units on my slot means less damage I'm actually doing on him. And now, of course, finally, the last battle report. We are looking at a good performance from my side. And please do not forget, we are attacker here in all these battles. And means he is defending, but he's defending with Springfield, which is absolutely the best you can get right now, if you only defend. So what happened exactly in this fight is actually Cotilla helped me a lot to get control of the situation. You still see his Megatron hitting hard, and you see some hits from Springfield too. But crucial is up the second round, Cotilla actually controlled pretty good Optimus Prime, so he couldn't trigger and he couldn't actually delay my Springfield. So let's keep the 2 best possible results for this setup, and let's explain a bit the difference and what happened over here. Now, we have Enriyes, which is a great hero. She has a good hit, but sadly, the difference between her and Layla is that Enriyes has actually higher DEF stats, which results in higher HP, not necessarily damage, Layla, on the other hand, she has higher war stats, and you can actually see in this battle report simple this indestructible buff combined with the buff on Kotiwa, the 20% damage reduction of that shield. Apparently, it's enough to hold your defense 2 rounds and bashing severely on your opponent. Another difference between Enriz and Layla is actually, it's sadly the fact that Enriz is a rage building hero, which means in this case Optimus Prime is actually helping in his shining, and not only him, also the jammer, because he actually reduces the speed of recharging Enri's rage. Now, when you use Layla, on the other hand, she's a simply proc hero. Sure, it's a small risk that she will not gonna proc very at the beginning of the battle, but still takes actually Optimus Prime's howitzer, and the jammer takes them out of the equation, and that is the advantage over Enriyes. But I'm not just testing now these two setups versus each other. I'm also actually testing you guys to see which of you guys actually listening to everything, and I have put on purpose a small difference in this between these two setups, and I will be very happy to see if one of you guys actually noticed this and put it in the comments. The difference, the thing I added actually doesn't play a huge role. So on the left side of the screen, we have a setup with 2 rage building heroes, and on the right side we have the setup with only 1 single rage building hero. What does that mean? It means that on the left side, Optimus Prime plus the jammer actually shines twice as shiny than what you see on the right side. But when we look at the damage, what Enriz can do versus Layla, it's pretty much the same, which means Enriyes is pretty on par with Layla. Sadly, she has some disadvantages, and we're gonna highlight them now. So what does that mean? It means that for Enriyes, it's absolutely crucial, like the air you're breathing, to have Kotia. Why? Because Kotia is actually gonna help you manage with the silence your opponent, so Enriyes actually can build her rage up, and she has a good damage. But she's very good, Enriyes, versus Layla. She's very good. Sadly, you are very limited in choosing the third hero. So Kotigua still remains, regardless if you're using Enriyes or Layla, remains the best hero and actually plays an absolutely massive role. So the absolute key difference between Enriyes level 5 and Layla level 5 is actually the limited fact of choosing the third hero. Layla can work with Nyrate, can work with Sea Spray, and yeah, these are pretty much the best options. On the other hand, Enriyes has only one true option right now, which is Miss Ray. Yeah, it's Miss Ray. She's sadly still not enough to be an absolute endgame hero, which means you have to take in consideration that you will have to replace Ray at one point if you want to stick with Enriyes. So there are indeed small differences, as you know from TOPWAR if you're playing it for a while. The battle results vary a lot, so between very, very bad performance and a very, very good performance. So from this point of view, using Enriyes, you actually heavily relying on Kotiwa taking control of the opponent heroes, which means, yes, sadly, you're gonna see some very weird results, as you saw it in the first example we put there. This may happen. This may happen. So to absolutely conclude this battle between Layla and Enriyes, that's exactly what Layla is doing for us, is actually reducing the length of this results interval, making the Navy way more stable. Enriyes, on the other hand, together with Ray, will still gonna give you good results. Not always, but she will still give you good results. Layla, on the other hand, will consolidate and have a more stable results versus Navy over time. That's the actually difference. So that being said, let's put some fancy music on, and I hope I didn't confuse you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. So before the fancy music kicks in, for the sake of mentioning and actually even showing, yes, Akatora has the perks on, so only to show that. And let's jump directly into the battle.
Up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist.